What if I told you that the reason your gifts feel so stressful, the reason social media feels heavy, and the reason criticism hurts so much is because you were never supposed to carry the weight of your gifts in the first place? What if the pressure you feel to perform, to be liked, to be praised, to be seen is coming from a misunderstanding about why God gave you your gifts in the first place? Because according to Jesus in Matthew chapter 5, your gifts were never meant to make you famous. They were meant to make God famous. Jesus says in Matthew chapter 5, verses 14 through 16, you are the light of the world. The city set on the hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it gives light to everyone who's in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. But notice something important. Jesus never said, let your light shine so that people will praise you. He said, let your light shine so people will glorify your Father which is in heaven. Many of us have misunderstood the purpose of our gifts. We sing, we create, we write, we build, we lead, and somewhere along the way, we begin believing that our gifts exist to lift up our name, our reputation, our popularity, our clout. We start misunderstanding the success of our gifts through things like likes and followers and comments and views, comments, approval. And when these things go up, we feel validated. But when they go down, we feel discouraged. But the problem is not our gifts. The problem is our target. When our gifts become a tool to lift up our name, something very dangerous happens. We become enslaved to the opinions of people, because the moment your identity depends on applause, you become controlled by the audience. And then suddenly, criticism hurts. It hurts deeply. Silence feels like rejection, and the numbers feel like judgment. But here's the irony: the moment we chase people's praise in order to feel lifted up, we actually place ourselves under their control. Their approval becomes our oxygen. But Jesus gave us a completely different framework. He said, your light is not meant to point to you. Your light is meant to point to God, which means your gifts were never about building your kingdom, my kingdom. They were always about building His. You were created to be an ambassador, a reflection, a public relations person for the kingdom of God. When people see the beauty of your gifts, they should ultimately be led to see the beauty of God. And something amazing happens when we understand this. Our gifts become an offering, a form of worship, something we place on the altar. When I sing as a gift to God, it becomes a moment between me and Him. It's a closed loop. It no longer depends on applause. It no longer depends on the numbers. It no longer depends on popularity. Because the only thing that matters is this: did I place my gift in God's hands? When your gifts become worship, there is no failure, because you are not performing for the crowd. You are offering something to the King. Sometimes God receives the gift and He just receives it privately. It's just between you and Him. Sometimes He takes the gift and He blesses one other person with it. Sometimes He takes the gift and He blesses millions of people with it. But listen, all three outcomes are equally beautiful, because the purpose was never the audience. The purpose was the offering. So the real assignment in life is actually very simple. Shine. Be the fullest expression of who God created you to be. Create, serve, build, speak, sing, lead, love. Let your light shine brightly. But when people look at your light, point them upward. When someone says, oh my God, like, how are you so talented? Point them to God. When someone says, "Oh my, how did you create that?" Point them, you know, to God. When someone says, "You are so amazing," point them to God. Because confidence comes from this. This is where your true self worth lives, not in popularity, not in applause, but knowing I was made for God. When you create from that place, you are free. Free from insecurity, free from ego, free from fear of rejection, because everything becomes a simple exchange from your heart into God's hands. So let your light shine. Don't hide it. Don't dim it. Don't shrink it. Shine as brightly as God created you to shine. And when the world looks at your light, let it lead them to the one who gave it to you, because your gifts were never meant to make you famous. They were always meant to make God known. I pray this message helps you reframe and take the pressure off yourself. And for those of you who have never been here before, my name is Shelomith, and I would like to welcome you to another Shelomith Inspires Sunday School. And until next Sunday, have a blessed week.